Okay, we're going to do another book review, and this is Swiss Magazine Loading Rifles from 1869 to 1959, and this is the book here. Okay, and what this is this is a Cape Town publication, and all these books for collectors only are written similarly. I have one for the Nagants, I have one for the Springfield Trapdoors, and they're all written in the same format. Okay, they give you a very brief history, and then they start going into the rifles. And the one good thing is they do have photographs in here, which are helpful. Photographs, diagrams, stuff like this. They're not really clear or detailed in the small format of this book. They give you a bit of the history. And see, what really upset me is this book cost me like $130, and I think that's with shipping. And I think it's got a price on the back of $22.95, which you can get other versions of this book for about $35. Now, there was a first version, which I did find. I kind of was researching. You know, like I said, these go from $118 to $200 for a copy of this book. And the thing about it is a lot of the stuff in this book you can find the diagrams online. Okay, the only good thing about it is it's a pocket reference, but more on that later. So be warned, I was kind of upset with the price until I got loined, as they would say in the vernacular. But the reason I got it, like I said, there's photographs, diagrams, a brief history. There they also show you the guns disassembled. That's something some of the other books don't do. And the way it's done is they break it down into each model. See, they give you the different, on the older Swiss Vetterlis, those are in there, they're covered in there. But the Swiss Vetterlis, the serial number ranges were never recorded, so they don't have, you know, records, something they can publish. But the Schmidt-Reuben straight pulls, they do. They have a very good record. And see, it gives you basically, this is what I was looking for, is a listing of the different models. Okay, so to sort out the confusion, because a lot of these Vetterlis were cut down into carbines afterwards, and you see there's quite a few different variations, and that's listed in here, and that's helpful. That way it cuts down on the confusion. And the thing about Vetterli carbines is there were a bunch of them that were sporterized and cut down. So is it actually a carbine variation, or is it something someone took a long rifle and cut down to? So this at least gives you some sort of an idea, measurements, length of the barrels, and all that other stuff. And then each and every single model is broken down in this format where they have a picture of the gun, they tell you all about it, the specifications and everything. And once you go through the different models and that, they do take you and they start talking like the old 1889, the bore and everything on that. They got a diagram there. And then he will go and they cover like stocks, okay, part by part. Stocks, barrels, sights, butt plates. They show you the different butt plates and variations. And that's how this book goes about, you know. The bolts, different receivers. So in a way, there's a lot of information. It's a pretty decent book, but I just didn't like the price considering they're gouging. And then you see you get in, and then you get into the straight pull, the Schmidt-Reubens. But the Schmidt-Reubens, they have more detail on the. You see all your other little stamps and markings on all these guns. There's tables and that show you what the meaning is on them and what guns they should be on. And then they get down to maintenance, disassembly, in the back, cleaning, and they show you some other marks, stampings. They explain that in detail. They show you the different bolts in here, you know, how they, when they come apart, how to disassemble them. The bayonets are also covered in here in the back, so you have a reference to your bayonets and what they go to. Then they have total disassembled photographs with a chart with part numbers and that to identify what it is. So say you had the part missing, you could go and figure out at least what the name of it is when you go to order a part that's broken or missing. And they have disassembly instructions with photographs, which is kind of helpful, a little extra on there. And that is for both. It shows you to use a little Swiss pocket screwdriver for the Schmidt-Rubens. So all in all, to me the book, it's worth it to me. I needed a reference. What I like about this is with the serial numbers. With the Schmidt-Rubens, a lot of the identification is the serial number range. They kind of ran it other than for a couple breaks. So if you want to know, say you found a Sporterides gun that somebody cut the stock off, and a quick reference, do you want to know if it's 1888 or 1888 1900 or whatever that model is, or was it a transitional model? You can check by the serial numbers and identify it that way. And that's right here is a little guide. So if I go to a gun show or I'm out traveling, you know, I throw these in the car and I got a quick reference. I mean, and like I said, a lot of the information in here is on SwissRifles.com, is posted somewhere on the internet, okay? And $100-some for this book is kind of steep, but you know, I can use it, you know. So that's my take on this book. Like I said, it's a tough call. I mean, it's nice to have it broke down into the models with a little photograph, which helps. You can see it online just listed without the photographs of the examples. But I ain't going to tell you it's a must-have, but enough people must buy them if they can inflate the price and still get people to pay for them, okay? So that's my take on this book. It is useful if you're really into the Swiss rifles, yeah. But like I said, kind of a steep price for something. You can get a lot of the useful information offline, okay?